guys, Mr. C, Silverfox, coming to you from Bogota, Colombia, here in the absolutely delicious Zona Rosa. I don't know how much beautiful view you're going to see walking by behind me, but this place is absolutely incredible if you are attracted to feminine women. If you prefer extremely masculine women, you're probably going to want to try and stay away from Colombia in general, and especially Medellin and Bogota. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about something that comes up quite often with other students and in the thread, and it's about this very different view of what it is that we do versus what the 95% of males do, or what the pickup artists teach. Pickup artists basically teach, or the mystery method bullshit that I'm always slagging. They basically teach guys how to stay in the 95%, but do a couple behaviors that make them appear like they're at a much higher level socially. I advise against that. I advise instead put in the hard work and become in that much higher level. So one of the things we're going to talk about right now is being a giving type of person versus being a taking type of person. So you've probably experienced this in your life, but it's especially true for gorgeous women. Basically every guy in the entire world wants to take sex from gorgeous women. So when a gorgeous woman walks down the street and tons of guys go up to her or go after her, very easy for her to have her selection of guys that want to take her sexual energy and take her body and experience it. That's like basically almost every single straight guy, many that are married, and definitely everyone that's single, would be fully open to that. So if that's who you are, really you don't have anything to offer her. You might have biceps, you might have abs, you might have a nice car, but in her eyes you're basically pathetic because you're kind of in the masses of what other guys are. What we teach men how to be in the upper tier, we teach you how to become a giver to women. So this is basically, and I'm not talking money-wise, I'm talking about giving her your energy, your appreciation, your presence, your masculinity. That's what women crave. Money is secondary and irrelevant. If you're giving women money to be around you, then really you got a lot to learn. You should be taking a boot camp. But it's incredibly important. So when you're walking around and you're doing your day game thing and you're interacting with women, you're trying to pick them up at a bar or wherever you are, when you start feeling really creepy and you pick up on her thinking that you have a really creepy energy, pretty much always it's because you have this deep hunger inside to consume a woman sexually. And because you have that hunger, you're looking at her as a product that you want to devour. You don't really give a shit about her personality, you like her body, you basically want to take her home and fuck her. But you feel guilty for that, and so you're trying to hide it, and you hide it in certain phrases or just with your face or whatever. You're hiding your ulterior motives. And so you're pretending to be a nice guy, you're pretending to be a guy that she would want to be around, a guy that she would want to have in her life. You're basically trying to pretend to be whatever the fuck you think she wants so that you can take from her. You can kind of sneak into taking from her. And the mystery method is a great approach to do it if this is your goal in life. If your goal in life is to go around taking things from women, taking energy, taking sexuality from women, then yeah, you kind of got to hide that shit somewhat, and then you basically that's your goal. It's kind of a pathetic life in my opinion. What we teach men, what happens in the upper tier, is basically you have this overflowing of masculine energy. You have more than you need. So when I interact with women, what they love about interacting with me, whether or not this goes to bed, that's a totally separate issue. But even in the initial interaction, almost every single interaction, like I would say 99.9, maybe 99.8, and I do have off days, but almost every interaction goes incredibly well because the woman loves receiving a little gift of masculine energy. Once you understand how to have a really well-integrated masculinity, it's like a little fire inside you that burns and creates energy. And then you literally walk around finding women that you think are worthy of introducing a taste of that masculinity to. So when I go around doing day game, I am literally looking for women that I think are incredible, that I can give to. I'm not taking from them, and I'm not giving them any money. I don't spend money on women. We'll go for coffee. That's pretty much my thing. We'll go for coffee, we'll go for a walk. After going together for a couple times and sleeping together a few times, okay, then maybe I'd introduce a dinner or some romantic things or whatever. But for me, basically, initially, she's getting the opportunity to be with me. So we're going for coffee, and I'm getting the opportunity to be with her. But she's fully compensated with a cup of coffee, especially in Colombia. Coffee's fucking incredible. Or a water or a juice or something like that. And it cost me $10 to take a woman out on a date. Not because I'm cheap, but because I'm very aware. Most of the women that I date are in their earlier mid-20s. I'm very aware I don't want to frame myself as a provider. I could afford to take in women to all different places. But why? Number one, it takes away from what we're there for. We're there so that she can experience me. The venue is irrelevant. When you learn how to give like that, it's almost like going to the gym. The first few times you go out and do it, you can only give 5 or 10 times before you're exhausted. You've given everything that you have. Okay, then you need to recharge. You feel negative, you feel empty, you feel bitter. You need to recharge in your life. Get some support, get some friends around you, have some wings, have some fun. Then, once you get training at it, you can give to 20 women, you can give to 50 women, you can go out in a day and give to 100 women. You can go on dates and give to woman after woman and give them a piece of who you are. Literally, when you're having sex, I give a ton of myself to a woman. Like, guaranteed, she'll get more out of me than I get out of her. And I'm fine with that, because there's a hell of a lot of me to go around. I've trained a lot. And that's essentially what it means to interact with women in the UpperTier. And women love it because you're literally giving something of value to them. So I tell guys, when you go out and you're feeling creepy or whatever, instead of going out trying to be like a parasite that's trying to take from people, go with the intention literally of trying to make people feel better about themselves. You go to the bar, okay, that's your bar. It's your job to ensure that the 100 people in that bar are having a fucking incredible night. You're walking down the street or you're at a coffee shop and there's 20 women around, it's your job to make them feel incredible. When you start to get it, you start to really enjoy that process, then it's just a matter of timing. You're interacting with all these different people, and sooner or later you see this smoking hot gorgeous girl go by, and you're able to actually give her something, a value that she wants, instead of trying to trick her into taking something from her without her noticing, that being sex or time with her. And then and then you could feel full for like, I don't know, a day. Your little hole in your soul will fill for half a day or a day, and then you get hungry and you have to go find someone else to consume. It's a really pathetic way to live life. Like, I'm personally welcoming you to come up into the UpperTier, where it's completely different. The air up here is totally different. When you can live that way, that's how I go out. Sometimes you don't even need food. I mean, I wouldn't suggest this isn't a good diet, but sometimes you'll go, no tengo efectivo, lo siento. Sometimes you don't even need food. Like, I'll go around and have a couple of cappuccinos and then all of a sudden realize I skipped breakfast and lunch. Because when you're literally interacting with women in that way, it's so fucking delicious that it feeds you. And then I'll remember, okay, I gotta eat because I'm a bitch. But that's what I want you guys to learn. And when you learn that, it feels incredible. Women won't reject you. Why would she reject you for being charming and giving her something of value that made her day or her week or even her month? Most women I approach have never been approached in their entire lives. So when you do something like that, they appreciate it and feel incredible. And that's the one side. I mean, it's an incredible part of the process. And then there's the other side of the coin. When you do that, you give 1 or 2% of yourself to each one of these women that you interact with, knowing that 20% of them are going to be married and not interested, and 20% of them are going to be too busy and it's just not going to work, and 20% of them aren't even from the same city, whatever. So you've got a small percent that are going to actually work out. Like for me, I could probably get 90% of girls' numbers that I interact with. But then of those 90% of women, I'm actually going to get out on a date like maybe 10% of them. You're going to text back and forth a little bit, they'll reply, but it's just going to dry up. Or a day is just not going to become available. Maybe they're traveling in 2 days. Maybe they're just super busy, but not busy. So that becomes disappointing. And then of the ones that you do get on a date, so let's say out of that 100, I'm going to get 10 girls on a date. Half of those at least are going to flake. They're just going to, I'm sorry, 10 minutes before, I'm sick, I can't come. Or sometimes they just won't even text you. They just don't show up. And you're like, what the fuck? I gave all this energy to this girl, and she just didn't show up. And so it's a recipe, especially if a couple things go wrong in your life, Like for example, me, yesterday, my cell phone got stolen here in Bogota. Second time it's happened in my life, and second time in Bogota. So that's a no, be careful. But it put me in a really negative headspace. So then the next thing I thought about was how many chicks I've given energy to that just it went nowhere. And I actually came in a really incredibly negative mindset. Thankfully, I'm in the same city as Tusk right now, and he has this great ability to lift people emotionally, get you into a great headspace. So we hung out for an hour or two, and then I went on 2 incredible dates last night and had a bunch of incredible approaches during the day. But it's normal that you're gonna go out and you're gonna learn how to give, and then you're gonna feel exhausted. When you feel exhausted, you're gonna be bitter, resentful, you're gonna feel momentarily like you hate women or they're all bad people or something like that. It's unfair, whatever. That's just a sign that you need to take some time off. Go home, relax, take an easy night, hang out with a couple buddies, take a couple days off daygame, recharge your soul, get into a place where you can give again. When you can consistently give like that, your dates, your sex life, your time in bed with a woman, everything will completely pivot. If I'm in bed with a woman, I'm more concerned about her having an incredible experience than me. And because of that, I have an incredible experience. She'll come numerous times, and it's incredible to experience that with a woman. And for me, that's like 75% of the turn on is seeing her just in that ecstatic state. And what woman is not going to enjoy that? Like, what woman's not going to want to do that again? Honestly. Very, very, very small percentage. Because most women, so in Colombia here, I'll talk to all different women, whatever. And one thing that comes up repeatedly is that women here will actually be with other women simply because Latino men are so selfish in bed. They'll just have sex, orgasm, and then, okay, have a nice life, I'm satisfied, move on. You know, even if she's dating the guy or even if they're married or whatever, right? Fucking recipe for disaster. If that's how you do sex, I guarantee you a guy like me is going to come along, because there's some of them out there, and he's going to give her a delicious experience in bed, and she's going to be instantly addicted to him. And it's your fault, because you never learned how to satisfy a woman. Be a giver, guys. It's so much better. You know, society is full of like 98%, 95% of people or something like that. They just take, you know, they take from their job, they take from their friends, they take from their lovers, whatever. Don't be that guy, you know, be fucking incredible. Learn how to be in the upper tier and learn how to actually give value to people, and your enjoyment of life and those people's enjoyment of you goes through the roof. That's how you enter the upper tier. It's one of the ways. And life is so much better. So, if you guys want coaching, now is the perfect time. I'm in Colombia for probably about another month. Colombia is the best place, hands down, to learn about masculinity and femininity. And the beautiful part about it, the women around here are fucking gorgeous. So not only do you learn about your masculinity, you get to drink in literally an ocean of femininity. If you're from the West, you're watching this, or if you're in Europe, if you're watching this in very femme-centric countries, you won't even, it'll literally blow your mind. I've seen it in student after student. Come to Colombia, experience Latina femininity. You'll never be able to go back. I don't apologize for that. So, look me up below, and let's get in touch. Let's get your shot.